Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a new edition of George Washington Varsity Baseball. Where our George Washington Trojans today take on the Gregorio Luperon Varsity Baseball team. On the mound today for the Trojans is Elvis Garcia, number 5, looking for his second win of the season. The Trojans won yesterday. If you was with us, we thank you once again for your support and tuning in with us. We are here again on a beautiful Thursday afternoon without a cloud in the sky. Gorgeous day for baseball. Hopefully, our Trojans could put together a clean game today. Keep the errors to a minimum. Capitalize when runners are in scoring position. Doing the little things that matter. Being careful with the details and trying to put the best foot forward. Elvis is tossing around his few warm-up pitches, and we should be on the way shortly. All right, guys, and it seems that we're about to be on the way. The Trojans just broke off the mound. Luperon's first batters walking towards the batter's box. And this game should be starting within the next 30 seconds, give or take. Probably less. Yep. And we're live. Here we go. The pitch is low for ball one. And number 19 takes high, showing good play discipline, staying off that pitch. It was borderline, but the umpire called it a ball. Felt it was a little bit too high. Count is 2-0, number 19. And the pitch. Here we go. That grabs the corner for strike number 1 of the at bat. Trojans are playing a straight up defense, shading a little bit towards left field. And the pitcher hits it, but it's foul ball. Cuts to the right field. That evens on the count for 2-2. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the first inning. If you're just joining us, thank you once again for supporting our boys in this live stream. The game has just begun. This is the first hit of the inning for Luperon, number 19. Elvis Garcia for the Trojans is on the mound and the pitch. Got him looking with a sweet curveball for strike number 1. Excuse me, that's for out number 1 and strikeout number 1. Next at bat for the Luperon team is number 27. For those who are tuning in, I'm saying the players' names because I unfortunately do not have their names. I was unable to obtain that information from the coach. Number 27 takes high for ball one. Number 27 is the second batter of this inning. He takes high again for ball two. That was called a strike right on the ice out corner. Count is 2-1 now for number 27. Elvis Garcia seems poised. I believe he's a sophomore for medium communications. He throws a pitch high. Count is 3-1. Kid has great stuff, a really good curveball, and has a very smooth delivery. Doesn't waste any movement. Swing and a miss to bring the count full at 3-2. Let's see if Elvis either goes again with a fastball out in the corner, or he tries to get him with the hook and the pitch. Got him with the heat for strike number two and out number two of this inning. Next at bat is number 23 for the Gregorio Luperon team. Good curveball for strike number one. If Elvis Garcia could mix his curveball with the fastball, keep the fastball low, I think he's going to have a very good chance. Swing and a miss by number 26. Count is 0-2. There's two strikes and two outs here in the top of the first inning. See if Elvis could strike out the side and the pitch. Ooh, that was close, but the ump felt it was a little bit outside. Count is 1-2 with two outs. And the pitch. High. Count is 2-2. Low and inside. After starting out the bat 0-2, the count is now full. There's three balls and two strikes, two outs on number 26. Oh, good eye. He walks. He works the walk. Next at bat for the Gregorio Luperon team is number 12, the cleanup hitter. Swing and a miss for strike one. On one, runner at first base. That's inside for ball one. Count is 1-1 right now. That's low and in the dirt for ball two. Number 12 is showing good play discipline. Not swinging at bad pitches. The runner at first is barely taking the lead. I don't think he's going to be a threat to steal a base. The pitch, a little high. Count is 3-1. Three balls, one strike. Swing and foul back. Good cut by number 12. It was just a little bit late. Count as full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the first. And he works a walk. He lays off a bad pitch. And he works a walk. There's runners in first and second. 2 outs for number 13. The number 5 hitter for the Gregorio Luperon team. The pass ball allows the runners to advance. Count is 1-0 on number 13. And the pitch. Strike. And the inside corner. Count is 1-1. Ooh, swing and a miss for strike number 2. Count is 1-2 now with 2 outs. See if Elvis Garcia could get out of this jam. And the Trojans could put some runs on the board in the bottom of this first inning. And the pitch. Ooh, got him swinging with this nasty slide, and that retires the side. That is strikeout number 3 for Elvis Garcia. And after 1 inning, top of the first is over. Our Trojans are up next. Be right back. Here we go, gents, and we're back on the bottom of the first with the Trojans' leadoff hitter, John Luis Sierra, number 18, who takes a strike on the outside corner. Connor's 0-1. John Luis is playing shortstop today for the Trojans. And he lays off a pitch that is high. Connor's 1-1. And a grounder. Slow roll to second base. He kind of fumbles it and he beats it out. Great job by John Luis Sierra hustling down first base. For the first base runner for the Trojans here in the bottom of the first inning. Next for our Trojans is Axel Sosa, who plays right field and wears number 17 for the Trojans. And the pitch in the dirt. John Luis takes second base, standing up. Count is 1-0 on Axel Sosa. Strike number 1 on Axel Sosa. Count is 1-1. That was a pitch that was inside, but it was called a strike. There's a run on scoring position for the Trojans. Let's see if they can capitalize and bring John Luis in. That's high for ball 2. Count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. Seems like the Trojans might play a little bit of small ball. I don't know if Axel Sosa is going to bunt. Oh, and it's in the dirt. That's a ball 3. John Luis advances to third base. Count is 3-1 on Axel. And the pitch. Inside for ball 4. And he works a walk. Next at bat is the number 3 hitter in the center fielder for the George Washington Trojans, John LeGrand, who's in a prime position to at least bring in 1 run. Can easily collect a RBI with a sac fly or a grounder. John Luis Sierra, the runner at third, has decent speed. The throw to first, the runner is back in time. The runner goes for second. The ball is in the dirt. He easily advances. Counters 0-1 on John LeGrand. Please pardon the scoreboard. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi. But the count is 1-0 on John LeGrand. There's only 1 ball and 0 strikes. There's a runner in second and third. That ball is high. Count is 2-0. And the pitch taken for strike 1. John LeGrand has collected very key hits this season. A couple of games ago, he put one over the right field fence. And the pitch, ooh, way inside. Almost caught a piece of him, but didn't. Count as 3-1. Good hitters count. Ideally in this situation, all you really want is a good pitch to hit to put some good contact. And the pitch, way high. And that is ball 4 on John LeGrand. And the bases are now loaded for the number 4 hitter, the third baseman for our Trojans, Gregory Mello. Bases are loaded here in the bottom of the first inning with no outs for Gregory Mello, number 23. Gregory is a very dangerous hitter. He always seems to put good wood on the bat on the ball. That is low in the dirt for ball 1 of this at bat. Count is 1-0 on Gregory. The runners are taking decent leads. Strike. Nice curveball by the Luperon's pitcher. Count is 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch is chopped to the third baseman. Save! Another runners advance, and the Trojans score the first run of the game. The third baseman tried to get John Luis out, but just couldn't do it. He beat the throw. All the runners advance, and there's still no outs here for the number 5 hitter, Michael Alcantara, the catcher. And the pitch is low for ball 1 to Michael Alcantara, the catcher. Trojans are threatening here in the bottom of the first inning with the bases loaded and no outs. John Luis started the inning with an infield single, stole a base. The Trojans have worked the pitcher, and that was strike 1. And just now, Gregory Mello just grounded a chopper to the third baseman, but John Luis beat the throw, and was called safe at home. Count is 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs here in the bottom of the first, full count. And that's called outside for ball 2. Count is 2-1. And the pitch, that was called strike inside. Wow. It looked a little low from over here, but I guess the umpire has a better look than I do. That brings the count to 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. With the Trojans leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Brings the count full to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. Bottom of the first. Trojans threatening here in the bottom of the first. Got the bases loaded. It's a prime opportunity for them to break the game a little bit open. Give Elvis Garcia some run support and some wiggle room for him to, be able to pitch more aggressively in the next upcoming innings. As the pitch is always more relaxing to pitch being up 2 or 3-0 than being down 2 or 3-0. On the pitch, oh, he called him out. Strike three with an inside pitch. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the first. And the number 6 hitter, Elijah Rodriguez, the left fielder, is up at bat. Bases are still loaded. Here comes the pitch. That was called high and outside. Ball one. Good eye by Elijah Rodriguez. I was in the dirt. That's ball two. 2-0. Elijah wears number 41. He plays left field. Axel Sosa on third. John LeGrand in second. Gregory Meadows at first. And that was really inside. Almost hit him, but he's fine. He ducked that one. Count is 3-0. And the pitch. Strike one. And the pitch. Chop to the left side. Foul for strike number 2. The count is now loaded. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And the pitch. Struck him out. Next at bat, the 7th hitter, number 37, Austin Payano, the first baseman. And the pitch, ooh, a line drive that splits the gap between second and 1 run scores. 2 run scores. And John is safely in at third base with a base clearing triple. And just like that, our Trojans are up 4-0 from what it was looking like to be a bleak inning. Austin Payano has just hit a 3 RBI triple. And next at bat is number 3, the second baseman Brian Mello. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Jandy Peralta's at bat. Brian Mello's on deck. Yandri Peralta's our DH for today. He's wearing number 3. My apologies. Austin Payano takes a decent lead from the third. The pitch. It's called a strike. Good eye by Jandri. Count is 2-1. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Too high again. Good eye by Gentry. Laying off that pitch. Count is 3-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch is high. Thank you. And Jandri works a walk. Next at bat is the second baseman, Brian Mello. Yandy goes and steals the base, standing up. Runner advances. Runners in second and third for Brian Mello. He in the bottom of the first inning. Only 2 outs. Way high. There was a ball in the dirt. Count is 1-0 on Brian Mello. The Trojans have batted around this inning. Brian Mello is the ninth batter and last batter of the Trojans' batting order. It's a good way to start the game for the Trojans. Capitalizers getting a key base hit by Austin Payano while the bases was loaded. That's a ball that's outside on Brian. This is exactly the way you want to start a game. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Brian Mello. And the pitch is hooked but fouled to the left side by Brian. Count is now 2-2. There's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. On the pitch, high. Good play discipline by Brian Mello. Laying off that pitch and now getting the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. A base hit can bring in 2 and expand the lead here for the Trojans. And that is ball 4. Austin Payano stealing home, and he's there safe. And Axel Sosa's running home. Oh, he reaches safely too, and now and Brian now is to second base. Ooh. Austin Payano scores. Yendry Peralta scores. And Brian Mello advances to second base on the throwing error in the wild pitch. And here we go again. Here in the bottom of the first is John Luis Sierra with his second at bat of this inning. He had an infield single and scored the first run of the game. And he fouls one back for strike one. Count is 0-1. We're doing our best to stay on top of the scoreboard. It's lagging a little bit because of the Wi-Fi, so I'm doing my best to keep you guys up to date. That was a ball that was high. Count is 1-1. The pitch and is ripped to the right side. Good piece of hitting by John Luis, taking the ball to the right field. Pitch that's outside. Let your hands do the work. Just follow through. That's his second hit of this inning. Next at bat is Axel Sosa, who worked a walk in his first at bat of this inning. And he takes outside for ball one. Swing and a miss. Just a little bit in front of that one. Got fooled by the off-speed pitch. Connor's 1-1 on Axel Sosa, who doesn't have an official at bat this inning because he worked a walk, but he did score. If you're just joining us right now, our Trojans are up 6-0. They've worked great at bats, and Austin Payano had a huge 3-run triple with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And the pitch, oh, that was a little bit too outside for Axel. Out of his reach for strike number 2. Connor's now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Oh, he's strung. He's rung him up. That was strike 3 for out number 3. But the Trojans put up 6 in a great inning. And at the end of one complete inning, the Trojans have 6 runs. The Luperon varsity team has 0. We'll be right back, ladies and gents. All right, ladies and gents, we're back here in the top of the second inning. Count is 1-1. There's one ball, one strike. Top of the second. Swing and a miss for strike number 2 on number 2 for the Luperon team. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here on the top of the second inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. That is K number 4 for Elvis Garcia. And next at bat for the Gregorio Luperon team is number 22, who's batting 7th. That is low and outside for ball 1. Inside, high and inside. Count is 1-1. Excuse me, my apologies. Count is 2-0. There's 2 balls, no strikes. Those 2 straight balls thrown by Elvis. That was not. That was right down Broadway for strike number 1. Count is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Elvis is challenging this number 22 with a nice fastball. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And he got him with the hook. Ooh, that was sweet. I wish you guys would have saw how that ball broke. But he completely froze him with that. There are 2 outs here in the bottom. Excuse me, in the top of the second inning. And the pitch on number 3 and the 8th hitter is outside for ball 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Count is 1-1 with 2 outs. He in the top of the second inning. That's way outside. Count is 2-1, 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch fouled straight back. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The batter's walking back into the batter's box. We got some instruction from his coach. Seems like Elvis Garcia is ready to keep grooving and commanding on the mound this inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Elvis Garcia strikes out the side with ease. That is 3 outs, ladies and gents, and our Trojans are coming back up to bat. Be right back. We live? Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we're back in the bottom of the second inning with John LeGrand leading off. And the pitch is low and in the dirt. That is ball one. If you're just joining us right now, our Trojans had a great first inning led by Oceans Payano's 3 RBI triple. John LeGrand takes high for ball two. For the mound for the Trojans, Elvis Garcia has been completely cruising, collecting 6 strikeouts. That almost hits John LeGrand, but thank God, he just ducks it. Count is 3-0. And he walks him on 4 straight pitches. John LeGrand once again reaches first base on a walk. And next at bat is the cleanup hitter, number 23, Gregory Mello, who also walked in the first inning. The pitch is called a strike. John LeGrand takes a decent and a base hit. Caught. Good play by the second baseman. John LeGrand gets back. Next at bat for the Trojans is their catcher, Michael Alcantara, who unfortunately struck out in the first inning looking. Let's see if this inning he at least puts the ball in play. And the pitch, low and inside for ball number one. The ball gets away from the catcher, but John LeGrand did not advance. John LeGrand takes a decent lead at first, and the pitch is ripped to center field, and it drops right in front of the center fielder. Michael collects his first hit of the game. John LeGrand advances to second. Runners in first and second. With just one out here in the bottom of the second inning for Elijah Rodriguez, the left fielder. And rip deep to left field. That splits the gap. John LeGrand Michael Alcantara are gonna easily both score. That was a stand-up triple by Elijah Rodriguez. And the Trojans are now up 8-0 thanks to another triple by the Trojans. Next at bat is Austin Payano, who had himself his own base clearing triple in the first inning. So one out here in the bottom of the second. Trojans have a runner at third. Another RBI possible for Austin Payano. who's showing good play discipline by not swinging at the pitches on the dirt. Count is 0-1. That's way high for ball two. That is outside. When he works a walk. Next at bat for the Trojans is the DH, Jandri Peralta. And we have a pitching change, ladies and gents. Seems like the shortstop came in to pitch. The pitcher got out and somebody substituted the shortstop. But there's definitely a new pitcher here in the inning. From our school? Elvis. Is that who's pitching now? Yeah. The that blowout that was 22-1, that was him that started that. To mute space. And we're back with Axel Sosa at bat. No, excuse me, Jandy Peralta, who takes strike one at the knees. There's only one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Runners in first and third. And the pitch is high for ball one. Count is 1-1 now. One ball, one strike, and one out here in the bottom of the second. Oh, and the pitcher throws it away. And the Trojans score again on the throwing error by the pitcher. The score now is 9-0. And Austin Payano advances to second base. That's in the dirt for ball two. Austin Payano advances to third base. Keyboard's office to put everything away. And Jandy Peralta works his second walk of the game. He reaches first base. Next at bat is Brian Mello, who has runners in first and third for him. The pitch, high and inside for ball one. Low, ball two. 2 0 on Brian Mello, the second baseman. When his first at bat worked a walk. The Trojans have been showing a lot of plate discipline. They've worked 8 walks already in just 2 innings. And that's inside again for ball three. Oh, no, it hit him. It hit him. So Brian advances on a hit by pitch. A bat is Jean Luis Sierra, who takes low for ball one. Bases are now loaded. And he swings and misses for strike one of his at bat. Count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's only one out here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss again by John Luis. He swung at 2 pitches that are a little bit up high. And he gets struck out. The one pitch that he should have swung and he did not swing. And that is out number 2 of this inning. Next at bat is Axel Sosa, who is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. That's outside for ball number 1 on Axel. And the pitch, that's inside. Did he call that a strike? What? Okay. I guess that was a strike. That's strike 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And swing and a miss, strike 3 by Axel. At the end of 2 innings, our Trojans are leading 9-0. We'll be right back for the top of the third inning. That's it. We're good. We're back, ladies and gents, here in the top of the third inning. That's outside for ball two. That pitch is fouled back for a strike. And the pitch outside, ball three. Count is 3-1. And the pitch. And he works the walk. Now at bat is number 9. Oh, no, they switched number 19 out. Now his at bat is number 8. Strike one on number 8. It's foul back for strike number 2. Count is 0-2 right now. It's called low ball. Count is 1-2. There's no outs here in the top of the third inning. Trojans are leading 9-0. This is only the second base runner that the Luperon team has had. That's low in the dirt for ball 2. Count is 2-2 on number 8. Casi. Count is now full 3-2. And the pitch. Runner goes, but that's a foul. We're gonna do that all over again. Count is still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. And the pitch. Struck him out. That is out number one of the inning. Next at bat is number 27. Strike number one on number 27. Elvis Garcia is commanding this game so far. Every single out that's been collected has been via the strikeout. The hitters have barely ever put one pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Count is 0-2 with one out here in the top of the third. Two strikes on number 27. He takes low for ball one. Another ball that's high. 2-2. And the pitch, high. Count is now full. Elvis had this batter at 0-2. Had him with two strikes, no balls. The batter has shown good discipline. Laid off three bad pitches, and now the count is full. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. And strikeout number 8 for Elvis Garcia. That's low for ball one. Strike on the outside corner. Count is 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the third. The runner advances on a pitch on the dirt. That was ball two. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Elvis Garcia. Count is 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss, and once again, Elvis Garcia has struck out the side. Top of the third is over, and the Trojans are up next to bat. Be right back, ladies and gents. Here we're back in the bottom of the third inning with John LeGrand once again leading off, who swings and fouls a pitch off his foot. Seems like John is in some discomfort. Seems like John LeGrand is okay. Thank goodness we don't want nobody getting hurt. Count is 0-1. John LeGrand takes strike two. And the pitch. Low and outside for ball one. And the pitch. Called strike three. Wow. Next at bat for the Trojans is their third baseman, Gregory Mello. Gregory's 0 for 1 today. He had a walk and line drive to the second baseman. And he takes high for ball one here in the bottom of the third inning. And a chopper to the shortstop who fields it cleanly but throws it away. Gregory advances on the throwing error by the shortstop. And that is an E6. Next at bat is the catcher, Michael Alcantara. Michael's 1 for 2 today with a base hit and a strikeout. And the pitch, Michael Alcantara takes strike one at the knees. That is high for ball one, 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. He in the bottom of the third inning for the Trojans. Gregory Meadows at second base, who's reached on a throwing error by the shortstop. Batting is Alcantara. Michael, the catcher, who grounds one towards the third baseline. That's safe, but the third baseman cannot make a clean throw. And Michael Alcantara gets his second hit of the game with an infield single. Gregory Mello advances to third. There's runners in first and third inning, first and third base. Here in the third inning. My apologies. And next at bat is Elijah Rodriguez, who had a 2-run triple in the last inning, hoping the Trojans score three. Runners in first and third with one out for Elijah Rodriguez. Decent speed on the base pads for the Trojans. Billy Beltre is the pinch hitter and easily reaches second base on a pass ball. Billy Beltran is pinch hitting for the catcher. Elijah has once again two runners in scoring position. The pitch is outside for ball two. Count is 2-0. And Elijah rips one to right field, but it's foul for strike number one. Count is 2-1 on Elijah Rodriguez. And the pitch to Elijah. Swing and a miss. Good cut, but couldn't catch up to it. And is grounded to the shortstop, who unfortunately can't cover it again. And Gregory Meadows scores. The score now is 10-0. Next at bat for the Trojans is Austin Payano, who's 1 for 1 with a triple. He has runners here in scoring position. He swings at a ball that is foul but completely out of play. Oh no, it's out. That's the second out of the inning. Next at bat was number 40 for the Trojans, Jos Angel Beltre, who takes a ball inside. Good eye, but Jos Angel a strike. That's ball two he takes. That was outside. Count is 2-0. There's two outs. Runners in first and third for the Trojans, who are leading 10-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. And just Andrew gets hit to load the bases for Brian Mello. The bases are loaded. There's two outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Brian rips another grounder to the shortstop. The second baseman almost didn't cover, but he gets there in time, and that retires the side. And after 3 innings, our George Washington Trojans are leading Gregorio Luperon 10-0. We'll be right back, ladies and gents. You unmuted it. It was muted or no? Oh, that's low for ball two. And the pitch. Count is 3-1. 3 balls and one strike on number 12. Strike two. Count is now full. Oh, he struck him out. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That is out number one of the inning. Next at bat is number 18. Who takes low for ball one. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike number one. Count is 1-1, 1 ball, one strike. And a line drive deep to right field. But is caught by the right fielder. Great play, but tracking it down for out number two of this inning. Next at bat for the Gregorio Luperon squad is number 16. Swing and a miss by number 16 for strike number one of this at bat. There's 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning with our Trojans cruising with a 10-0 lead that is high and outside for ball one on number 16. And the pitch. Swing and a miss again for strike number two. High. Count is 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's in the dirt. Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. And he walks him. Next at bat for the Gregorio Luperon team is number one. They have a runner at first base with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss for strike number one. And a pop up straight up. That is foul back, but it's strike number two. And the pitch. And it's popped up. And that will retire the side. We'll be right back for the bottom of the fourth inning where our Trojans would be at bat. BRB. And a foul to the right side for strike number one to lead off this bottom of the fourth inning. Once again, John Luis Sierra is leading off this inning, who was 2 for 3 today with two base hits and a strikeout. He takes a high ball one. Count is 1-1 right now. Ooh, and he gets hit. Eeh. I heard that from up here. Kind of hurt a little. And the Trojans have a base runner. In for Alex Sosa is Jeremy Batista. Who chops it but foul for the first strike of his at bat. John LeGrand steals the base easily on a pass ball. Count is 1-1 on Jeremy Batista. Most of the Trojans reserves are coming in now. And the pitch high and outside for ball two. Count is 2-1 right now. And the pitch called a strike on the outside corner. Count is 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning with John Luis Sierra at second base, taking a decent lead. Jeremy swings and miss for out number one. Next at bat is Nicolas Nunez, who's in for John LeGrand. And he chops it to the shortstop, who cleans it safely, but he cannot get the runner at first out. Nicolas reaches safely. That's a infield hit for Nicolas Nunez. Jean Luis advances to third. Nicolas is at first base. And here at bat once again is Gregory Mello, who is 0 for 2 with a pop up and reaching on a fielder's choice, on a throwing error by the shortstop to be more exact. Nicolas advances on another pass ball. Runners in second and third base for Gregory Mello here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Trojans could add an extra run or two just to add a little bit more bigger room to hopefully be able to get the knockout win. Here in the PSAL League, after 5 innings, if the home team is up by more than 10 runs after 5, the game is officially called. That was high again for ball 2 on Gregory Mello. That's low and inside. And he little jammer that bloops into the left field. A icing single for Gregory. And the Trojans score 2 more. The score now is 12-0. Trojans, who just keep pouring it on here on the Gregorio Luperon squad. Next at bat, hitting fifth is the catcher, Michael Alcantara, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 base hits and a K. Gregory Mello is taking a decent lead off first base. No need to steal at this moment. Michael takes strike number 1 to start his at bat. Count is 0-1 with just 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. 0-2 on Alcantara. There's a ball in the dirt. Count is 1-2. Gregory easily advances to second base. That's outside for ball 2. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out with Gregory Mello on second base. And the pitch, rip a foul ball. Count is 2-2 on Michael Alcantara, who chops it up the middle and gets another RBI. Oh no. Carbone stops Gregory at third. Smart choice. There's no need to rub it on right now. Next at bat for the Trojans, left fielder Elijah Rodriguez, who is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a triple. That pitch is low for ball number 1 of this at bat. That's high and outside for ball number 2. The pitcher steps off the rubber to check on the runner, but to no avail. I don't think the Trojans runners are going to be doing any stealing at this point. They're up 12-0. And there's a high pop up. Papel, papel. Thank you, sir. Count is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. He in the bottom of the 4th inning. Trojans with runners in 1st and 3rd. Oof. And it's ripped to the right field. Oh, and the right fielder misplays it. And that's a double by Elijah Rodriguez. Gregory Mello scores. And there's going to be a pitching change here for the Luperon team. Ah, mira. Era él, sí. Porque estaba aquí. Hmm. That's inside ball one on Austin Payano, who is the current hitter now. Swing and a miss. That's way too high. Austin himself knows that. That's why he shook his head. Count is 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners in second and third. A chopper to the third baseman, who throws to first base and gets it, but the runner from third advances. That's another run for the Trojans. That is 14. And that is out number two of the inning. Next at bat is Josangel Beltre, who was hit by a pitch in the prior inning. Runner on third for him. Way high for ball one. Swing and a miss for strike one. That's outside for ball two. Count is 2-1. Count is 2-1. Two outs. And swing and a miss for strike number two. Count is 2-2. There's two balls, two strikes, two outs here in the top of the fourth inning. And the pitch. Strike three. And those are the three outs. And the pitch. Strike number 2. And struck him out. That is out number 1 here at the top of the 5th inning. Next at bat is number 23 for the Gregorio Luperon team. It's ball 1. Connor's 1-0 right now. The pitch is chopped. The third base fielded cleanly by Gregory Mello. And he throws a strike over the first base. Beautiful throw for out number 2 of the inning. And the Gregorio Luperon team is down to their final out. Here in the top of the 5th inning, the Trojans are leading 14-0. And the pitch was hit by the pitch. The batter was hit by the pitch. Next at bat is number 27, who swings at the first pitch he sees but misses for strike number 1. Connor's 0-1 with 2 outs here. That pitch is low. Connor's 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. And the Gregorio Luperon team is down to their final strike here in the game. Count is 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're having a little bit of a technical delay with our scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And number 27. And the pitch. Low. Which brings the count to 4. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And he walks him. And the Gregorio Luperon team finally, for the first time, has 2 runners on base. Men on first and second for number 26, who was 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. Who swings and fouls a pitch right back for strike number 1. That is in the dirt. The runners advance with a ball in the dirt. Count is 1-2. The pitch is low. Pitch is low again. Count is 3-1. Swing and a miss. Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's- the count is now full. If you're watching the game, the count is now full. We're still having difficulties with the scoreboard and the Wi-Fi. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that is it. And the Trojans are once again victorious. They've put a complete game together, just like I had said in the morning, in the very beginning of this game. The pitching was excellent, led by Elvis Garcia, who collected 9 strikeouts. Austin Payano had a huge 3-run RBI triple in the first. Elijah Rodriguez did the same in the second. And before you knew it, the Trojans was up 9-0. And they end today's game with a knockout of 14-0. We want to thank you once again for joining us. Thank you for your support. And we'll try to do it better next time. Good night and God bless, ladies and gents.